this season I feel it's a bit different in the sense that these guys went to St. James's Park and picked 3 points. It has been a difficult ground for them hapa. First Fulham went away, they picked 3 points, and ni kama easy corner tactics they're working for them. That's why we spoke about it I think 2 weeks ago. And these people are they're using it to the best of their abilities, and they have the number. So hata saizi Odegaard is not there but they're still picking up points. And out of nowhere Martinelli ameamua kucheza vizuri. And these guys are today. I'm saying today them winning against Crystal Palace is a statement victory because they've gone 6 points clear. Kina Jalala walitudanganya. I thought City was good, but it seems City tu ni kama ni ama Manchester yote ni bure. But anyway, I think this is the season now, finally. It's on if they don't win it sasa, tuseme ni shetani sasa, because I think this is the season whereby, and if I'm looking which teams can dethrone them, and at the start of the season, me and you Long hapa tulikuwa na wewe tuliingilia Jalala when he made the prediction that City are going to win it, and it seems right now we are being vindicated, and I think City Donnarumma at the back sawa, Haaland at the front sawa. Mi nasema wanamiss hapo Rodri, the fully fit Rodri mwenye ana perform mingi, and I'm not seeing a team yenye it can dethrone Arsenal right now at the top as it stands. So that's why now I'm asking you guys this question: are we really ready for these guys? Because inakani kama wataenda na wakichukua mji wetu na ama sisi wote.
Uh,
Anyway,
Nianze mimi niko na mambo mingi sana ya kusema kuhusu Arsenal.
let me give Kelong a chance.
Sawa.
give me because I'll comment on this and step out kuna shughuli kidogo. So I think Alex umeanza kutia baridi. This is not surprising. Arsenal nilikwambia 248 days wamekuwa on top. So actually there was a time on February they were 7 points ahead and they failed to win. So the problem with Arsenal is not even other opponents, it's Arsenal themselves, the mentality, celebrating wins early, and then when they lose a game, head loss. So it will just lead to two bad games in sequence, and they are completely done. Yes, they're finding ways to win. And actually, I was looking at some stat that them creating a goal on open play, they're number 17th. They're the first people to score from set pieces, and the first guys on penalties as well. So set pieces and penalties are what are keeping them alive. But open play, they're 17th. Imagine Wakoko hata Manchester imewashinda, which is surprising. So Arsenal just take one loss, and the whole elephant comes tumbling down. So don't be surprised. And they're good actually defensively. That's what I can give them. And an injury on one of their defense will bring problems. But as of now, they can enjoy. They can celebrate. They're 6 points ahead. Wow. That's something Arsenal can celebrate, because they don't win trophies. They can celebrate things like those. Being 6 points ahead on October. Who cares, man? Give us a break. Thank you.
Okay, asante sana hapo kidogo, and also wacha nipatie Jose chance because Jose it's like you have something to say about Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm very happy that Manchester United has become the marking scheme. So nitaendelea na kusema I saw today when you wrote that Arsenal is going to is going to contend ama ndio itachukua hii cup this season, this title. And I was shocked because do you know last season they went for how many games without being beaten? They were unbeaten for how long? And then in the final, I remember even the teams that beat Arsenal, nazikumbukaga very vividly, because I remember they drew, I think, with Southampton, then they were beaten by Bournemouth. I remember very clearly that season. And looking back at last season and this season, I think even Arsenal is worse as this season than last season, because this season I gave you a start there and I saw kila mtu ni kama alikuwa na brush it off. If you clearly check the game of today, Arsenal, the score, the nini that they created in the box, it was very questionable. They had a scrappy win. That one is what I call a scrappy win. And if it was not that as a just flip that ball to the post, I don't think Arsenal could have scored today. The way they were playing, they could have not. Even if you go and look at they only had 3 shots on target a full 90 games, brother. 3 shots on target in a full 90 games, and they are playing a team like, and they are saying they are. You know, when you are saying you are the one who is going to contend for this cup, you're supposed to be showing it by even in the field. But when Kelon comes here and tell you that they are winning their games with set pieces, brother, set pieces cannot win you a league. Set pieces are not the only things that can win you a league. And Kelong is very light when he said, these guys, they have a very good defense. But the problem is, what is happening to their mid and to their forward? It has too much holes. If you look at this guy they brought in that is going to be their finisher, today, if you looked at the way he was playing, brother, I think Ole Watkins is better. Ole Watkins playing today was better than this guy. So what I'm just going to say, Arsenal is just a fluke. By December, January starting, next they have the second half of this season starting, tutakuwa tukiimba wimbo mpya hapa, tutakuwa tukisema mambo ingine tofauti, because mi hata nimezoea Arsenal with the bado AFTV hawajaanza kuongea. You know this, when they are beaten one game they start saying losing it. That is how they start.
What a recruit court is.
No, they always start like that. Wanaanzaga, now you see, last season they were saying they needed a striker. This season Jalala wamepata striker. Huyo striker wao wanafunga. What has he done so far in this season? So it does not mean even the problem even is not their striking. The problem was another issue. Because if you mean that the striker was the issue, you are supposed to be fitting the striker. If, for example, that's why I always appreciate this guy called Haaland, because that is a full striker. Sijui nani anakuja kuambia hapa si striker. Somebody who is making the ball in the box, that is a full striker. Lakini mtu unaambiwa team inacheza carpet ball, lakini mpaka siku hizi umuone mpaka akifunga bao yoyote. Then you tell me they are contending for the last season. You could see clearly Liverpool is contending for the cup with the way they were commanding in the field. Arsenal is not even able to command in the field. Sijui ni nini, kwani mlikuwa mnaona game yenyu utemu ama mlikuwa mnaonea wapi? You know, me I watch at that game. You know what happened to this team, Crystal Palace. What really happened to them? They were fumbling the ball too much. They were not even checking at who they are nini wanagongea hiyo mpira. I think if Arsenal is going to meet a full a team which is composed well, I think hata hiyo win. And if you need to know, Arsenal is scrapping the goals, scrapping the wins. Just the other day in Premier League, they just got 1 goal. That is a team you're saying is going to contend for the cup. Walipata 1 goal. This time wamepata 1 goal. What will happen to the next weekend? I think hiyo ni kuwapatia too much credit, Alex, and bado hawako. Arsenal bado hawako. Me, I can tell you when Arsenal hawako.
Okay, so I think what this guy is doing is just projecting. So acha tuchukue example ya Manu. Hiyo siku ya kwanza si Manu walicheza na Arsenal. They created a lot of chances. What did they do with those chances? They did nothing. They didn't score with those chances. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how we win. It's a beautiful win, ama it's a scrappy win. As long as we are winning, it doesn't matter. For you might want us to play entertaining football in order to win games, but for us, we don't care. We will continue scrapping these wins. Next week, you'll still come here and complain we won 1-0. We'll continue winning, and we'll continue flying under the radar. And I think we are in a pole position to win the league. So I think you are really discrediting us. And also remember, Crystal Palace is not a small team. You will play against them. Let's see how we will fare against them. So I think these people are just projecting. Wait. I think you guys are just projecting because you are not good enough. Let me give you. I just ask you a question. Manchester United, the first game, how many chances did you have? Did you score those chances? No, you didn't score. At the end of the day, what matters is the win. We can have scrappy wins and we can win the league through scrappy wins. Chelsea used to used to win titles not because they played well, but because they were organized defensively, and they also they used to also get goals. At the end of the day, what matters is winning the games. So you can continue complaining. We will continue grinding out results, and I think we're in a pole position to win the league. And I also want to debunk something that Kelong was saying. I think it is important for teams right now at this juncture in the Premier League to start getting points. If you don't get points across the board right now, it will prove costly in the second half of the season. So yes.
Okay, wacha nipatie hapo Jalala aseme kitu juu ya hapo nini, juu ya Arsenal Jalala, because ulikuwa umetuambia Jalala City kwa title race, lakini ni kama Jalala nyinyi mko huku tu na sisi na Man U.
Eri sisi nyinyi msijieke hapo.
Tuko na nyinyi Jalala, mjikubali tu, hii title race hakuna. Pep alipoteza mojo.
Hii title race
Jalala tujikubali tu, tuko huku.
Mimi
Alipoteza
siwezi
moja.
jiweka level moja na Chelsea. Najiheshimu kidogo.
Sasa Jalala, mnamaliza na trophy gani at the end of the season? Hiyo ndo swali.
Sisi
Wewe unaona mkishinda gani?
lazima tushinde ya domestic cup.
Hakuna.
Domestic
Hakuna
cup tunashinda, FA
hakuna
lazima
Jalala,
tushinde.
tuseme ukweli. Mnamaliza trophy kama United.
Nyinyi mnashinda gani? Nyinyi mnashinda
Sisi
gani?
hatuwezi kosa moja, hata kama ni FA.
As long as mko na Tosin na Chalobah hakuna kitu mnashinda.
Sio ndo tulishinda nao Club World Cup.
Hiyo ni Mickey Mouse.
Sasa pia nyinyi mliko hiyo Mickey
Jalala.
Mouse Jalala.
Nafurahia na hawa jamaa, itabakia kuwa history. In the books of
Hiyo
history.
ni Mickey Mouse. Hiyo ni kikombe ya Trump.
But kusema kweli Jalala, what are you guys winning this season?
Mimi nakwambia hatukosi kushinda domestic cup this season. That is for sure. Hatukosi kushinda domestic cup. Na hatukosi kushinda any cup this season. If we don't, then we have questions for Pep. That is guaranteed. So Chelsea, nyinyi amshindi anything. As long as kuna hizi
team
team
United tutashinda kitu Jalala. Either mimi naona sana UEFA.
Na sisi tumekuwa marking scheme bwana. Ninafurahia. Niko marking scheme bwana.
hata
Wale maamini team kubwa.
Arsenal
team kubwa, yani maamini iko UEFA na bado inaongelelewa.
April 2026 Jalala tutakuwa kwa finali ya UEFA Champions League, mtakuwa kwa group mnakaza. I tell you.
Mimi nakwambia hakuna mali mnaenda hiyo Champions League nyinyi pamoja na Arsenal. Hakuna mali mnaenda. Hii London amuoni vikombe. Amfai kuona vikombe. You don't deserve
Lakini,
a trophy.
guys, let's be serious. I think favorites of kushinda Champions League, it will either be Bayern, PSG or Barcelona. I think those are my three favorites to win the Champions League as of
Mimi
now.
niliwaambia ni Barcelona.
But hapana, PSG have to be the favorites.
Mnatoaje Chelsea hapo? But anyway tutakutana hapo. Anyway Jalala, hata kusikia uongelee game ya Arsenal na pale.
Arsenal kama kawaida, set piece, Stoke FC, back at it, back again. Na niliambia Arsenal wako very good defensively, so to kuconcede ni ngumu sana. The best mnaweza fanya ni kuwakaza tu a draw. Na mimi ndo nilikuwa nataka kuuliza Michael Kai kama mtafunga bao, kama it is just a bad day in the office na mkose kufunga bao, how are you going to grind out results? Mimi sidhani kama itakuwa what sustainable throughout the league. Kama mna expect kuwin the league, itakuwa a tough challenge kucompete na Arsenal, but we have to wait and see. It is a marathon, not a sprint. So yeah, tutaona kama Arsenal watashinda. It looks like it might be the season, but hopefully not. Kama kawaida tunakaza kabisa sana.
Yes, it's true. Long term hizi mambo za kunini kutumia dead balls kushinda games haitakuwa sustainable. I just hope Arteta ataweza kufix the issue. I don't think nani Eze amebed in well at not okay, he has gotten an assist, a goal here and there, but he still need to prove why he should be playing as our number 10. I think for now we are really missing Odegaard. I think if Odegaard comes back, we will be creating more, and we also need someone like Havertz and maybe Jesus maybe to push Gyökeres to do better. Yeah, but yes, I think our chance creation is a concern, and we need to improve on that if we really want to cement our position as worthy contenders for the league.
You think Odegaard is better than Eze? Ameenda.
So I think net yake imeharibika, but anyway, acha tusikie kwa Carson. Carson, tell us about Arsenal versus Palace.
Okay, personally with me, I can say Arsenal, they cannot be contenders. They're still pretenders in the race. Definitely, that's what I can say. Number one. Then number two, Jalala, why you laughing? Number two, what I can say also is like we can give credit where credit is required. Definitely, they have a solid defense. Which is good of them. But definitely, Arteta needs to change their tactics. Definitely, they might be playing either, as Michael has said, this is a marathon. This is not a sprint, as Jalala has put it. This is not a tournament whereby Chelsea just play ugly football and they win. This is a marathon. You need at least to have more than one or two tactics so that when it is on a bad day, you don't just depend on those set pieces for you to score. And definitely, if it were not for today's game, I've watched Gyökeres, and I can submit that mostly Ogam is better than Gyökeres. And definitely, you cannot win if you don't have a striker who cannot score, who cannot even he has the ball but he has no idea of where the posts, where they are, those three bars. That's what I can say.
Alex ako sawa kuliko Gyökeres.
I've said okay. And definitely I've watched their game versus second half versus Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace was on their toes. It kept them on toes, and definitely because of their defense, it saved them. But definitely that cannot give them either the audacity or either the balls, Michael, for you to say you're going to contend for this race of the Premier League 2025, either 2026. I think, let me say, I cannot give them the credit because they only have one tactic, that's surviving on set pieces. And definitely they also have, they don't have either solid midfield. For you to win trophies, you also need a solid midfield. For the like of either Zubimendi, I doubt if either is a natural number 6 because the boy fears the balls, either receiving the balls and either transforming or either leveling up or either bridging up with other midfielders, and either is a defending midfielder as compared to either Rice, who is a box to box either midfielder who needs either to receive the balls from either the same Zubimendi. And for me, I cannot give credit to Arsenal. They are not either in good shape to win the same Premier League. They're just also gambling and either struggling until Gyökeres, maybe they can sign Ogam, because now Ogam is now a professional. He might help them either to win the Premier League rather than Arsenal fans being delusional of either winning the Premier League. That's what I can say.
Okay.
Alex,
Before
I
anyone
have a
else,
question for Kai. I wanted to ask him, he said something and it got into my head. I wanted to ask him a question. What if you are playing Crystal Palace at home? Do you think you could have won that match today with a very hostile fan base? That is the question I wanted to ask.
yes, I believe we would have won. I think we have shown over the last few games, or rather the last few seasons, that we can go on away grounds and win. Like, for example, what we did in St. James Park. I can guarantee you that Manchester United cannot win there. It takes a team with a very